Hey, welcome back to another episode of 1980s Now News. My name is Will. On this episode, we're going to be talking about David Lee Roth's latest tall tale, a Goonies-inspired television show, how Nikki Sixx's ex-girlfriend seems to have been living in a cave for the last 30 years, and Eric Clapton's search history. Of course, I'm not doing it alone. I am joined, as always, by my friends and co-hosts, Ray and Kat.
Hello.
What's going on?
Hey, in 1980s news this week, will Alex Van Halen play at David Lee Roth's final show? As you know, we just talked recently again about David Lee Roth's retirement, which he announced in October. At the time, in a lengthy farewell message, he suggested that Alex, his old bandmate and drummer of Alex Van Halen, would be joining him in his final appearances in his Vegas, residency. Now, in an interview with Spin magazine, Wolfgang Van Halen, the son of the late Eddie Van Halen, cast doubt on that reunion. When he was asked if his uncle would appear with Roth in his final shows, Alex said, "I don't think so." And Spin responded, "Isn't that what Dave said?" And Wolfie said, "Yeah, I know. I don't know about that." And he laughed. He continued, "I haven't talked to Al about it, but I mean, it doesn't really sound like something Al would do. The thing with Van Halen that people should have learned right by now is that if it doesn't come from them, it's not true. And Al hasn't made any public statements about this, so I wouldn't expect it. If he didn't say it, it's probably not true." I was thinking in light of the recent story that we talked about, a week or so ago where Roth took credit for the look of the Eddie's Frankenstrat. I don't know. Now I'm questioning everything that Roth says.
Well, everything he says has to be taken with a grain of salt.
Okay.
I'm sure this was a conversation that he had with Alex.
Okay.
And maybe Dave said, "You know what would be cool? You should come play drums on a couple songs or something."
Yep.
On the tour. And Alex probably went, "Yeah." Shook his head or whatever. And immediately Dave just said, "All right, it's done."
That's it.
That was the conversation. That's how things get done, though. Like now,
yeah.
I think Alex will show up. But I think it's gonna have to actually be when Dave says, "All right, this is it. 2035, this is it." The Vegas residency is over.
In 2035?
Yeah.
His 17th retirement or whatever he was.
He's already said as long as the tickets keep selling, this thing just keeps expanding. So,
if we took everything David said with a grain of salt, we'd have high blood pressure at this point, I believe, because...
Well, basically, he's just the original Doomcock.
Well, what I'm reminded of is how much you, Ray, look up to David and his style.
Absolutely. He is the greatest frontman to ever live, ever will live, best singer. Mm-hmm. You don't have to have, range or anything like that to be a great singer. He proved that.
More along the lines I was thinking about your storytelling, where you earlier told us you were allergic to cold weather.
Wow.
And still spin a yarn about me mowing the lawn in black jeans or something like that, which is not true.
Hey, you cannot let facts get in the way of a good story.
Mm-hmm. Right. There's a tall tale connection happening here for sure.
If you let the truth get in the way of a good story, you're doing it wrong.
A tall, boring tale about me mowing my lawn in skinny jeans.
Oh, I tell that story amazing.
Yeah.
There's gardening gloves involved.
Yeah. It just keeps going.
And the electric lawnmower.
Yes. Oh, that's true. That part of the story is true. Battery powered, though. Didn't have a cable or cord.
Oh,
hey, in other 80s news, per Variety, Warner Brothers TV lands Goonies project at Disney+. We all know that Goonies never say die is a memorable catchphrase from one of our favorite films from the 1980s. And that could also describe how Warner Brothers TV's recently worked as hard as they did to keep the Goonies-inspired untitled film reenactment project alive. So we talked about this, and this is one of those things I was talking about earlier. When I was digging through our archives, I didn't realize this was from 2020. I would have thought we talked about this in 2021. Okay. But it turns out in February of 2020, we spoke about this then newly announced Goonies TV project, which is about, you'll remember this, it's a drama where a teacher helps students recreate, shot for shot, the original movie. You remember that?
Oh, I absolutely remember this because I was saying we could do this too.
Yeah. And at the time regarding this project, this is what we said.
It just seems like it's going to be bad.
Yeah.
But, what are you going to do? They're out of ideas.
Yeah, and I agree with you. Who asked for this?
Nobody.
Nobody. Yeah, I don't feel any differently about this, but...
Me neither.
I was kind of encouraged it had disappeared, but apparently, no, it's still alive. At the time, or some time ago, they did create a pilot that it was being pitched to Fox, and Fox passed on it because they felt like it skewed too young for the Fox network. But Variety just reported that the series, which is now titled Our Time, of course, a reference to a line in the film, is being redeveloped for Disney+. The Donner Company and Amblin, which were behind the original film, are back, and this original TV project are back on board. I still don't want to see this. I don't know what it is. I don't want to see it.
Hey, originally I was like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard of.
Yep.
There's no way this could be good.
Yeah.
And then I started watching like some TikTok videos since then. And
now you know.
And I realized that the general public is a bunch of morons who find stupid shit funny.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So this thing is probably gold.
Yeah. Oh,
this thing is going to go over great.
Yeah.
It'll probably be popular. Yes.
It'll be super popular because, like I said, I watch these videos and I'm like, I don't get it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I just don't get it. How is this getting views?
Yeah. I'm with you. And constantly on Instagram or Facebook where they have these reels or short videos that are like recommended to you, I go down a rabbit hole flipping through those and so many dozens. I'm like, who is this person? What have they done? Why is this interesting? Why is it being recommended to people? Yeah.
Makes no sense to me. And I keep seeing these same stupid ones over and over again.
Yeah.
And I don't get it.
Yeah. Or people lip syncing to some audio clip from something else, like a comedian.
Yes.
Like, I'll just watch the comedian. Why do I want to see you do it?
I don't understand how it's legal to take someone's audio and just do your own skit on TikTok.
There's some kind of processing thing that I just can't
you know
do.
what?
For those videos, my daughter will say, Mom, look at this. And I'm like trying to read and the music is totally derailing me. And she just wants me to see like the kitten. And I just can't. I can't process all of it.
I'm telling you, I'm about ready to just steal everything George Carlin did and turn it into TikTok videos.
Hey, no problem.
and no one will know it's him. They'll think it's me because I'm just lip syncing to every bit he ever did.
Yeah.
Do it, Ray. Do it.
I should.
Hey, in other 1980s news, per Ultimate Classic Rock, Nikki Sixx's I love this story. Nikki Sixx's first girlfriend had no idea he became famous. So in Sixx's new book, The First 21, it chronicles the years leading up to his career as bassist and primary songwriter for Motley Crue. Sixx, who was born Frank Farana, is that how you say it, right?
Close enough.
Farana? Farana. Farana. Frank Farana Jr. He tracked down many people from his past for the memoir, including his first girlfriend, Susie Maddox. Alex Abramovich, I'm going to say, the co-writer of The First 21, found no trace of Maddox at first on social media, but instead he found a landline for Sixx's ex. That already is like...
That's amazing.
Do you guys have landlines?
Not anymore.
Yes.
Oh, Ray does.
You still got one, Ray?
Of course you have to have a landline.
We had one as recently as I think it was 3 or 4 years ago. I didn't want to let go of it.
If you're going to call They Might Be Giants landline, you should do it on a landline.
Oh, I see. Just for the,
To get their song of the day.
Oh, I've never done that. Okay.
Don't. And you can do it from your cell phone. Anyway, back to this.
Okay.
Reluctant to connect with her directly, though, Sixx asked Abramovich to make the first call. He obliged, and when Maddox answered, he explained that he was working on a book about Frank Farana. Oh, boy. Farana. Okay, we'll say it that way.
I can't help you here.
According to Sixx, Maddox said, "Oh, I remember Frank. Yeah, whatever happened to him?" I love this. After beating around in the bush for a moment, Abramovich revealed who Farana had become. Nikki Sixx, of course, leaving Maddox quiet on the other end of the phone. Finally, she said, I had the Dr. Feelgood album in my hand. I heard some songs on the radio and I liked them. And I turned it over and looked at the band and thought, that guy looks just like my first boyfriend.
That's amazing.
I'm calling bullshit on this whole story.
Oh, wait, why?
Really?
There is no way in hell his first girlfriend doesn't know that he's Nikki Sixx. It's impossible.
Huh.
I think you're projecting.
There are people around her who obviously know that's him. Like all the people they grew up with. Yeah. You can't tell me they didn't know that he's Nikki Sixx.
It sounds like she's pretty disconnected.
Or she's one of the dumbest people on the planet, and she should start a TikTok of comedian stuff, but use Nikki Sixx's audio.
Yeah, she should lip sync Dr. Feelgood or something like that.
I call bullshit on this one. There's no way in hell this is true. This is to sell books.
Okay, now let's think about this. I didn't read the book, so I don't know. And I don't know how that would sell a book. Well, I think it's a cool story. But
because now we're talking about it.
Well, that's true. You're right. I guess we're making known that the book's out there. That's right. But trying to think, like, I don't know when he became popular relative to dating her. His first girlfriend could have been at 14 years of age. He doesn't make it till he's, 19, 20 years. He moved out of town. Right. He's in LA now making it. He uses a fake name. I don't think he'd have to still remain in touch with those folks back home for someone like you saying. I just get what you're saying. It could be true what you're saying, but I could see why she could also honestly not have known too.
There are people who have never watched Star Wars, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
but those people know who Luke Skywalker is. Come on.
But they may not know who Darth Vader is relative to Luke Skywalker.
And for her to claim she had no idea who Motley Crue was until Dr. Feelgood. Theater of Pain had already come out. Home Sweet Home was one of the biggest songs on the planet.
That's a decent point. Yeah. Look,
she obviously saw at least one of the videos. Yeah. And it's not, oh my God, he looks like my ex-boyfriend. Like, he is your ex-boyfriend. He looks exactly like him.
Yeah.
If you see him in an interview and she's probably like, man, he sounds just like him too. It's crazy.
I want to get to Nikki Sixx level, okay? I want to get to a level where some ex of mine is like, oh, what is Will doing now? I didn't know that. I'm envious of this. I'm that kind of person, okay?
I still call shenanigans on this.
I mean, my exes don't know I do a podcast now. We have to get this show so big that my exes find out about it. And it has to be such a good show that they actually care.
All right.
How do we do that? I'll just give you their landline numbers because I've been keeping track all this time. All right. Hey, speaking of music from the 1980s, according to the German website DW.com, Eric Clapton wins a case against a German woman selling a bootlegged CD. So as the story goes, a German woman put up a single bootlegged CD of one of Clapton's concerts on eBay and asking for about $11 for the CD. She was sued by the legendary and now anti-vaxxer rocker Eric Clapton. The woman insisted she didn't know she was infringing. This is about the TikTok people, right? So maybe we can get them after all. The woman insisted she didn't know she was infringing upon copyright law. And instead claimed the recording, which was seems to have been taken at a concert of Clapton's in the 1980s, had been purchased by her late husband at a well-known department store in 1987. The judge ruled it didn't matter if she purchased it herself or not, and whether or not she knew it was illegal. Instead, the court issued an injunction stopping her from selling it and requiring her to pay the legal fees of both parties, which amounted to about $4,000.
Wow.
Lars Ulrich should go buy roses and a thank you card and send them to him because he is now the biggest douchebag in all the history of rock. Seriously, man. Yeah. You've got enough goddamn money. Yeah. And you're worried over an $11 bootleg. You know what? I'm going to go find a bunch of bootlegs and I'm going to sell them on the black market and see what you can do about it there, Clapton.
He's not speaking on behalf of 1980s now.
Right.
He's gone rogue.
Maybe I am.
No, he's not. He's gone rogue, Mr. Clapton.
Clapton's a jerk.
Yes.
Yeah, I understand the principle of the thing, but that's so petty. It's so petty. Oh my goodness.
I think people should come to his shows and literally just throw their CDs and records and cassettes at him and just whip them at him. And right on the front, you suck.
Bootleg.
Yeah. Just
They
write
should throw the
bootleg
bootleg
on it.
CDs. They should make
Just-
copies
they
of the
should
same
just-
one
They should just throw boots at him.
and legs.
And legs.
Boots and legs.
A leg
He'll
in the
get
boot.
the point.
Who the hell's leg is this? A lot of
This
people.
is seriously, this is the biggest dick move I've ever heard of in rock.
Yeah. It is
An
pretty
$11
petty.
bootleg, and he's worried about it. Like originally, I thought maybe this was his people
Yeah.
who were concerned about his legacy or something or
right.
whatever. But no, it turns out it's him. He's got nothing better to do than go on eBay and Amazon and look for his shit for sale.
Right. I was wondering, how did he find out about this?
Like literally, though, he could have just bought it for the $11,
Taking it off the market. Yeah.
taken it off the market, and throw it in the trash, and it was gone.
And help
That's
the
true.
widow.
That is really true. Yeah. What kind of point is he making? I could see if there was a huge market or flooding.
Yeah,
people were flooding the market
that's
with
the other
these
thing
things.
is how many bootlegs are out there? One.
Yeah.
That's how much people care about Clapton anymore.
Yeah.
One bootleg for $11.
Yeah. You're right. And in fact, according to the way the court ruled, see, they didn't order her to destroy it. They didn't order her to, send it to Clapton. Instead, she still has it. And part of the ruling was that if she does continue to offer it for sale, then she faces a different fine of $280,000, whatever the euros amount is, or 6 months in jail.
If I was her, I would donate it to the Smithsonian as a piece of history because that's all he is at this point.
Yeah. And get vaccinated. It's not
Even I'm vaccinated,
Yeah.
for Christ's sake. What's he doing?
Ray.
It's not clear what songs were on the bootleg, but according to Ultimate Classic Rock, Clapton's August album was released in 1986, which just a year before this bootleg was sold at some department store, according to this woman. And live shows followed that year and throughout 1987. The only song I could think of off of that album was the one from Color of Money. It's in the way that you use it. Otherwise, I don't know that any of the other songs on that were worth bootlegging.
He doesn't have any song worth bootlegging.
I Shot the Sheriff pretty good. That's from a whole other era.
I don't even think that's his, though.
No, well, yeah, no, it's not. It's what's his name's?
That's a karaoke song that he did.
It's a kid.
Yes, right. Just like Tiffany, right?
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, that was 1980s Now News. For even more discussion about 1980s pop culture, listen to our weekly podcast, 1980s Now. It's available everywhere podcasts can be found, and there's a link in the comments below. We'll talk to you next time on 1980s Now.